So I'm currently on the launch event of the BYD Dolphin Surf. It's been the highly anticipated vehicle because it's an affordable EV. Finally, we get an affordable EV in our country and the world for that matter, because EVs were always high-end and they were trying to get the customer that wants that luxury and all that. But I was always like saying, why not bring something affordable? I think that's the thing that's going to change people's perceptions. And the Dolphin Surf is here just to do that. At 339,000 Rand, it is a giveaway for the entry-level model. And if you're in the market for this, I think you might as well just go for the top spec model, which is 389,000 Rand. It's not too far off. Obviously, your monthly installments are going to be a bit more, but you're going to get that bigger battery, and your range anxiety, like everybody cries about, will be solved. It's a perfect car for a city like Cape Town, Joburg as well, depending on your driving route. Going to work and back, you'll probably just, at most, like in Cape Town, you'll probably reach like 70 kilometers, even less than that. And this has 300 kilometers. So driving to work and back with a 30-minute charging period to get it fully charged, I think that it's a no-brainer. I don't even know why I'm here telling you guys these things. Okay, let's do a walk around the new Dolphin Surf. And I think it's a very good looking car. It has these LED daytime running lights with LED headlights in the front. And I like the neat design of the bumper with the black bits. I just think it looks so cool. Very attractive car. And it looks quite sporty as well, especially with these rims. I think they are 17-inch alloys. Let me just have a closer look. No, they are 16-inch alloys, but they are very sporty. I like the blacked out bits. Also like the wheel cladding that goes around on the side profile. There is color-coded side mirrors, color-coded door handles with keyless entry. Sloping roofline with a sporty spoiler at the back as well. Very, very nice. So there is disc brakes in the front and disc brakes at the rear, as well as the sloping roofline with the spoiler. Looks very attractive, and the shark fin antenna. EV name badging at the rear, LED setup with the taillights, BYD nameplate in the center, and the Dolphin nameplate on the right hand side over there. That's what the rear looks like. There's also reverse view camera, parking sensors down there, and decent amount of boot space, especially considering the size of this vehicle. Let me just make it a bit brighter and go into focus. That's what it looks like with the charging cable as well. So you are sorted out with charging. Let's close it up. Come along the side over here. Very attractive, like I've mentioned, and I like the neat design. I'll have to say that again. Let's just check what it looks like at the rear. Legroom, it's not too bad. And these seats are obviously faux leather, as with most vehicles. On the inside, like I said, keyless entry when you press that button. Let's open it up. Neat designing and good build quality. Not too plasticky, and I like this finishing. It's like an Alcantara vibe. And then multifunctional leather wrapped steering wheel with a digital driver display that is nice and clear. It's not the biggest, but I mean, you don't need a big screen. That is the infotainment system screen, which is also nice and clear, not the biggest. Let's just get it so that I can show you. Okay, there's also physical buttons for the air conditioning control. There's a wireless charging dock over there, USB Type-C and USB Type-A connectivity, and that looks like a SIM card or a micro SD together with a 12-volt socket. Faux leather wrap seats that look very attractive and very sporty. Looks like it has air vents for the air for cooling seats, but I don't think it is. And electronically operated, of course. And it's just a neat and simple design. Very, very attractive, very attractive. And then this is where you charge this bad boy up. Fast charging, fast DC charging when you take both out, or just a normal AC charging for home charging. Also can start it with the NFC, so you don't need a key. What do you guys think about this vehicle? I think it's going to be a hit. Pricing is good, and I think that it will change people's perception about electric mobility in our country. Okay, so I'm driving the BYD Dolphin Surf, and It's quite a snug feeling sitting in this car. It's a bit more tight than I would expect, and I'm not the biggest guy, but it is expected from a small city car. This is actually what you want, especially driving in a place like Cape Town. Easy to dodge people, get in parking lots, and just live life in a small car, which is very affordable. It has a good range on the battery, especially the highest spec model that has the 38.5 kilowatt hour battery, which will give you about 300 kilometers range depending on how you're driving. And then the entry level model has a smaller battery, which is a 30 kilowatt hour battery, and that will give you obviously a bit less driving range, but you'll fork out less money for the vehicle. The entry level model will cost you 339,000 Rand, where the top spec will cost you 389,000 Rand. Doesn't sound like a big difference, but when you calculate your monthly installment, you'll be saving a lot of pennies on a monthly basis. It has 55 kilowatts. I'm not sure about the Newton meters. They have not announced that, but I'll check that out and I'll put it up on the screen once I get that information. Yeah, the drive feels quite solid. Steering is nicely weighted. Acceleration is not like neck brake speeds. It's not what you would expect of most EV vehicles and the way it rolled out. They were always trying to push like the acceleration and instant torque and all that stuff. This is just a city car that has ample power just to get you from A to B, and I think it's quite nice. I think that this should be able to change a lot of people's perception about electric mobility, especially in our country with the whole ESCOM thing and state capture, all that jazz. BYD also has been connected with ESCOM to put up some more power charging stations in our city, and that I think would grow as time goes on, because BYD is known for the electric mobility. They're also known for the battery that is in this car. It's called the Blade battery. So the battery is a lot more flat than other batteries. It has better structural integrity. So the battery itself is the structure, so it's able to be flat and it gives us more space in the vehicle, where all the electric vehicles has a bigger battery and it would hinder space either in the boot or at the back here, lifting it up a bit. But with the Blade battery, which is quite innovative, it's also has that rapid charging capabilities. It's capable of charging the battery full in just 30 minutes, so that's quite quick and quite commendable. Back to the drive and like all the instruments and the infotainment system screen over here. I think it's quite cool. Like I said earlier to Blessing, I like where they cut costs. Like the screen for the drive is not the most high definition screen or the most innovative that you'll find in most other vehicles, but it's clear, it's precise, it shows you everything that you need to know, shows you how much range you have left, it shows you how much kilowatts you're using, and it shows you how much percentage of the battery you have left, which I think is quite cool. Multifunctional steering wheel, it has cruise control, and it has volume buttons on the right hand side for the infotainment system. That's also clear and concise. There's buttons down here for the climate control. There's USB points, like I said when we did the walk around, and there's a charging dock. Everything is nice and close at reach, and I think it's quite cool. We're getting a lot of attention on the road as well, especially because there's branding on this vehicle that says BYD Dolphin, and we're driving close to the coastline, so it's quite a suited setting. So well done to the BYD team. The marketing has also been quite cool so far. I was quite skeptical about it at first because BYD is such a big brand and there wasn't any like major events up until now. I like that there were so much influencers at the launch and not just the traditional media crew that tends to be a bit uptight and stuck up. This was quite fluid and I like the vibes. Very energetic, very playful, very inclusive with everyone, and that's what I think this car is going to bring to the market. New EV vehicles that's affordable for people to drive around, saving on fuel in the long run. There's this guy that lives in the area that owns the security company, and he was telling me that he wants to move over to electric vehicles for his fleet because the cars are always idling and they use a lot of fuel. They're currently using the Toyota, what's it that looks like the Celerio of the Vitz. And he says that although the fuel is low, he wishes that he could cut it a bit more, and obviously having something like this And if he has a charging unit at home or at the station where like the security company station, it's over enough range for them to patrol like during the time period, like maybe the night shift or whatever. And I think that this car is really going to change people's perceptions. Like, that's why I'm here. I would like to change some people's perception because I feel like it's a good car. I would actually get me something like this. So like when we did the walk around, I mentioned that I think it looks good. It's a very, very attractive car, especially with that price tag. It's also attractive. It's going to get people to go out and test this vehicle. BYD is also known as the largest EV producing company in the world. They've quickly overtook Tesla, which I'm not worried about those American guys. And especially because it's a more high-end EV car. This is affordable for the people. And that's my buzz. That's what I'm here to help. Is like the man on the street. To be able to get you out of the taxi, out of your crook, and into something solid that you'll be able to also see the value in the money that you're forking out. And have a good time while you're driving. I'm on the drive now. It's very comfortable. Let me just put my foot flat down. Yeah, decent shove, decent acceleration. Is not the most neck break speeds like I said, but city driving, this is going to be a hit. So shout out for watching the video. I appreciate that, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let's have a conversation. Ask questions, add some things that you guys know about it, because I mean, information is so close, like at your fingertips, that you can just find out anything that you want to know. And I might have skipped something. I'm not perfect. I'm just here to give you my advice and what I think about it, about driving impressions, which I mean, it's really soon to tell because it's just a quick jaunt up the main road along the coast here in the beautiful Cape Town city. When I get it on test, I'll obviously dive deeper into it, maybe do like a road trip, and then I'll have a better understanding of this car and I'll find more faults. Something that I like to do. I'm always looking at people's faults. So, again, shout out, guys. Thank you for following and subscribing, because I'm sure you did that by now because I asked you earlier, right? So, shout out, guys. See you at the next one. Peace.